Okay, welcome back to another video, guys. Houston, you have a major problem. Houston bought all in small ball, traded away all their centers, all their assets to get Russell Westbrook this season. They bought filling on three-pointers and layups. You were not seeing them take any mid-ranges. They have the perfect coach to perpetuate this offense, and their GM made all the right moves to further it. But once again, they squeak out the first round in 7 games, and they get bodied in the second round. Why does this keep happening? Why is this always the formula no matter who's around? It's because this team's iteration with James Harden, Russell Westbrook, it's over. I truly believe it's over. And I don't blame anybody but James Harden and the players. Let's talk about the coaching staff. First, Daryl Morey. Daryl Morey is one of the best GMs in the league. I'm glad he got another job with Philly. He bought all in on James Harden. Year after year, you were seeing him making massive deals to get the right pieces around him. If it wasn't trading for Dwight Howard, CP3, Luis Scola, Eric Gordon, now Russell Westbrook. No matter what he put around James Harden, the team could not get it done at all. They got close a few times, but in the end, they underachieved and got bounced out quickly. Mike D'Antoni. Mike D'Antoni was the perfect coach to put next to James Harden. James Harden, for most of his career in OKC and early Rockets, he was underutilized. People knew he had the talent and the skill set to do so, but he wasn't at his full potential. Mike D'Antoni cracked him open like an egg, and we saw the MVP type caliber player he really is. Offensive juggernaut, probably a top 2, top 3 offensive player in the league right now. Defensively, Mike D'Antoni is lacking, but because they're so good on offense, they don't need to play defense like that. Mike D'Antoni made James Harden who he is today, so I don't blame Mike D'Antoni like that. Yes, a few times his coaching has been in question, but I feel like for the most part, he gave them a winning record. He brought them in the playoffs multiple times. He put them in positions to win, but it's not enough. I want to talk about why the Rockets are stuck for the next couple years. If you try to keep winning with this current iteration of the team, you have no cap space. You have no picks. You traded away all your picks. You actually had to trade a pick away to come and get Russell Westbrook because of how bad that Westbrook contract is and how bad that CP3 contract was perceived to be. It's not now, but it was perceived to be that they had to give a pick away. You have no picks, so that means you cannot use it for trades. You cannot draft young talent. You have no cap space, so that means you can't sign any big free agents. You can't sign any medium free agents. Your best option is go to the buyout market and go to the veteran minimum market. And there's not enough good players to help this team succeed. So you cannot make moves to get this team even better than what it is right now. This team is going to get a couple tweaks around it, but from what you see is what you're going to get again. And do we think this team is going to be able to stack up in the West next year? Let's talk about who's going to be in the West. You have the Lakers again, coming off a title. The Clippers, they're still going to be good. You have the Jazz, always going to be around. You have the Spurs, Popovich is always going to be around. You have the Suns rising. You have the Mavericks and Luka. You have the Trailblazers coming back healthy. I can keep going. This West is only going to get more stacked. Oh, you got the Warriors too, your nemesis. This team is this Western Conference is only going to get more stacked, and I don't think this team is going to get it done. Finally, I want to talk about the 2 players, Russell Westbrook and James Harden. No doubt in my mind, they are future Hall of Fame type players. They are former MVPs of this league. 2 top 10 talents we have right now, but they cannot get it done when it matters most. They choke, they freeze up, they clutch, they make bad decisions. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to that prime time and the lights are on and that playoff basketball gets ready, this team cannot get it done, and I don't understand why. You have 2 MVPs, 2 top 10 players. You have the lead in most of these games, but they give it away. These 2 players have a history of choking in the playoffs. If it's Westbrook, you were up on the Warriors on their way to the championship run before KD left. You were up on the Trailblazers before Damian Lillard hit that bye shot. You were up on the Jazz before the Jazz bounced you out. James Harden, you were up 3-1 on the Kevin Durant-led Warriors, and you lost, and I don't understand. You lost that. You lost to the Trailblazers before. You lost to the Lakers, continuously losing for the Rockets. When they were up 3-1 on the Spurs as well, and they lost. The Clippers, they lost. They keep losing to these teams that they should be beating. They have the lead in front of. They keep choking, and I don't know why. Now, if I am the Rockets owner, Tillman Fertitta. What do I do in this situation? A lot of people are saying just retool, try to get what you want, trade Westbrook. No one's going to want that trade outright. You're going to trade him to who? The Knicks, get Julius Randle. It's not worth it. If I am Tillman Fertitta, the owner of this Houston Rockets team, I'm trading everybody, including James Harden. I'm trading James Harden. I'm trading Westbrook. I'm trading Gordon Hayward. I'm trading PJ Tucker. I'm trading Robert Covington. My thought process is that you can't trade a Westbrook and other small pieces and get back what you need to make this team good around James Harden. So it's time to rebuild. You saw your peak with the James Harden era of Houston. You've gotten far, but you were never able to get it past. So would you rather want to be bad for 2 or 3 years, get your assets back to where you can draft young talent, to where you can have enough money for free agents? Or would you want to be good for another 2 to 3 years and make it to the semifinals or the conference finals and know you're not going to win no matter what? That's the sticky situation they're in. But if I'm the owner, I'm trading everybody. I rebuild. Westbrook and Harden proved to me over their careers they cannot get it done. Maybe they both aren't number 1 players. Maybe they're number 2. Maybe they are Robins to Batmans. You trade them to the East. You don't gotta trade them to the West so you can see a Western Conference rival win the championship again. Maybe you trade them to the West. Get back your assets so you can build for the future. You have a new young coach who you could build a team around. I don't know how to think about the coaching is. I heard Jeff Van Gundy was gonna want to coach this team, but the 2 stars did not sign off on it. That's a problem to me. Jeff Van Gundy is an accredited coach. He was going to hold their feet to the fire. Anytime Westbrook takes a dumb 3-pointer, you're getting pulled out. Anytime Harden wastes half the shot clock and then sits around not moving without the ball, you're getting pulled out. He would have held them accountable, which is what I think these 2 stars need. Now they have a young coach, first-time head coaching job, even though he's been in the league for 20 years. He's not going to challenge you stars to where they need to be. That's why they signed off on it. Houston, you need to rebuild. You need to retool. You need to trade everybody. I know it's going to be hard. But if you trade Harden, if you trade Westbrook, if you trade everybody, you rebuild and get yourself good for the future, maybe you can get another top 5 player. Maybe you can build your assets back to where you can get a big free agent. Because Houston is a big market, and free agents do want to play there. One more thing before I end the video. I bet they wish they had CP3. If this Houston team had CP3 this year, they would be even more deadly. And that's the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you think. Make sure to like and comment. Subscribe. What do you think the Rockets should do? Should they trade Russell or Harden? Should they trade both? Should they just try and retool and try again next year? Or should they just blow it all up, trade everybody, and restart? That's what I think. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Peace.